Hello and welcome to another Squirrel tutorial. This time I'm going to talk about data types and variables in Squirrel. So, to assign a variable a value in Squirrel, you start by doing the local keyword. And let's just take this for granted now that we're only going to use local variables, because I'm going to have to save the assignment keywords for later. So local, the variable name, and the variable name can start with an underscore, it can start with a letter. I'm not sure if it can start with... No, it can't start with a percent sign or anything like that. I think it's... Yeah, it can also start with a dollar sign. Let's just say A for now. An equal sign, and then whatever you want to assign it. We have something called data types in pretty much all programming languages, such as integers, floating point numbers, strings. And I'm going to start with integers, which is like, it's a whole number, and then a semicolon to show that this is the end of the statement. So now we have assigned a variable called A with the value 5. So yeah, it's an integer. To demonstrate that this actually takes on the value 5, let's print the value. And we get 5. This is an integer. And pretty much all data types are, or all data types are declared the exact same way in Squirrel. So you don't need to deal with things like int keywords, like such things from C++. Then we have the float, which can be, for example, 4.0. So it's basically all numbers with a decimal point. And yeah, this is a float. I'm going to use comments. You can ignore this. This is just me putting some text here to demonstrate what I'm doing here. And I don't think we need to print this, because, you know, I already know what it's going to print. We then have the char, which is used to represent single letters. And then we have the... Oh, right. An important thing with char is that when we print it, it's actually going to give us a number here, and this is the character's ASCII value. So what we need to do is do to char, and that will actually print the letter A. I believe we can also do like to char like this. And yeah, we get A. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Then we have the string. And the string can be a set of characters. So let's print name. So it's basically just like an array of characters. Error constant too long. Oh, it's because I need to use these double quotation marks. So yeah, don't do that mistake. And now it prints Jackson. Lastly, we have the Boolean. And the Boolean represents the state of true and false. So let's say we have a variable which is named correct. And let's say correct is true. Let's see what happens if we print the variable, or the value that this variable takes on. It prints true. So yeah, it's just gonna print whatever you've written here. It can also be false. The different data types can take up different amounts of memory. The integer takes up 32 bits. Or yeah, let's go with bits here. And a floating point number can take up 32 bits as well. The char takes up a byte. And the string that varies depending on length. And then we have the Boolean, which can take 1 to 2 bytes. Yeah. So yeah, that's the different data types. Another thing with assignment I'd like to explain is that when you declare a variable, you actually don't need to give it a value right away. You can actually first declare it, but you aren't gonna be able to print any information of importance. If you do that, it's just gonna say null if you print it right away. So you can assign it a value later, and now it's going to print 5. There we go. You can also declare multiple variables by separating them with a comma and assign them later. And this is gonna print A, B, and C. Let's try printing them. And it works. 5, 4, and 5. We can also assign them immediately in one row by connecting them with the same with a comma, or not connecting them but separating them. And this is gonna work too. and it works. So yeah, that's variables and data types in Squirrel. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and any questions and critiques are welcome in the description comment section. God damn it. So yeah, that's it. Bye.